Hi there, good morning to you. It's Wednesday, the 16th day of April 2025. My name is Mohammed. As always, you're welcome to another edition of GH Today. I am your captain. Please buckle up. It's going to be a great ride. From now through till 10 a.m., I will serve you sizzling breakfast on this journey. Please be my guest. But let me motivate you first of all. Our quote of the day is by Abraham Lincoln, who says, always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any other. Your will to succeed superintends or supersedes every other thing. So make it a point to be successful. Make it a point to be willing to succeed, and you will see that you will achieve success that you're looking for. Let's bring you our word of the day to help improve your English language writing.
Today's word of the day is vivacious, vivacious. It's an adjective. Now, it means especially of a woman having a lively, attractive personality. An example is that vivacious presenter on GH Today is called Lily Mohammed. Vivacious.
That's quite an interesting one. Yeah, so that's about me. So at least you will remember, won't you? Let me pump you up for a beautiful Wednesday morning. Sorry, Nakwejima. Go out there and earn your keep.
GH1 OB van has been one of the best vans I've used personally in this country. It runs a system where we are able to run on Dante to be able to do our broadcast mixed well also from this van.
I've used this OB van for quite a number of big productions, i.e. 3 music awards, the late President Rollis' state funeral, Miss Africa awards, and a number of them.
My experience with the GH1 van has been the state of the art equipment they have. Personal experience is you can use it for both indoor and outdoor, all events, conferencing, like anything you need a van to work for you, GH1 provides it.
My experience with the van has been very good. Why? Because it has a number of facilities that I may not get in other vans. You know, the van has a very wide bench that can accommodate all my technical crew. ICCU, switcher, graphics, CG, and all of that. And then it also has a studio, a green room studio that comes with TriCaster. So if you want somebody to do commentary on a live event, you can put that presenter who's in that studio as well and get that running.
To give an experience to our audience, we're also watching on TVs and online. Work with an Exo technology system, which makes your video mixing with Panasonic cameras, like a lot of other stuff in terms of content you need to get also for your live broadcasts.
I prefer the GH1 van to a lot of other vans I've used, or even doing my own setup on a tabletop setup. Because on a production you see a number of people in the van. And so if you have a very small van, it means that it's going to be choked, and that will affect the creativity as well. The price has been discounted as well to accommodate varied budgets. And so no matter the budget you have, I understand you can have the truck and do business with it.
It looks huge, but very affordable. Cost is really, really affordable. My experience with it, EMI Awards last year, super excellent. Try it, call them, and I'm going to give you the best of price. Really affordable.
Well, that's a song of the morning to pump you up, get you out of bed so that you can go out there and earn your keep. But there's a critical line in that song that says emergency, emergency. Are we in an emergency situation when it comes to our power outages? Let's discuss that on Inside Out. Okay, so on Inside Out this morning, let's talk about a critical subject that affects all of us. We know that from May 3, we're going to be paying more for electricity. We're going to be paying 14% for electricity bill. It means that if you were budgeting 100 cedis before, you have to add 14% more to that. My math is not good, so let's not go there. But this is the situation. If I am going to be paying more, why must my lights be constantly going off? Tell me why, as a consumer, I cannot enjoy constant supply of electricity. But I am told that in the coming days, few days to come, I'm going to be paying more. What does this signal tell me as a consumer? Does the distributor even care about me, or is the distributor only interested in getting money from me? Why are lights constantly going off, and why are the various agencies quiet? Why is the Electricity Company of Ghana quiet? John Abdullah Jinapo, why are you quiet? Why are you not telling us anything? You keep saying that there is no doom saw, that it's due to faulty situations. Faulty situations cannot be recurring every now and then. Every day, at least, our lights go off at some point. It is not as though you'll be there and it goes off once in a week. See, the situation is that every day of the week, a light will go off somewhere. And this is not just about Accra. This is across the country. Yet we're told that there is no doom so. Yes, we understand. You're a new government in power. No problem. But tell us the real situation on the ground. Let Ghanaians be able to plan. There are businesses whose businesses depend solely on electricity. And so if we are unable to plan with it, how do we survive? If I'm going to be paying more, of course, I need to know the situation. The most I don't want to say annoying part, but I'm sorry, I have to say it. The most annoying part of Ghanaian agencies is communication. They never communicate. They never communicate with consumers, never communicate with their customers. And so you'll be there, and then because we have accepted it over the years, it has become a norm. In the Volta region, for instance, even the person who has been appointed by the president is bearing it, and he couldn't stand it. So he had to walk into the Electricity Company of Ghana in the Volta region, go there on an unannounced visit and tell them, now listen, we are tired. This thing is affecting us. The constant fluctuation of power is affecting us. Let's listen to James Gunner.
Myself, I'm feeling it. We've written a letter to you. I don't know whether you've received a letter. Very well. But we are not happy with the services that you are rendering to us. Whatever the challenges are, let's know, and let there be communication, regular communication with the people. Tell them today you are going to put up their light. Let them prepare for it. Let them prepare for it. We'll be there and they will be light up. Every now and then light up. People's fridges and other things have spoiled as a result of that. They will start charging you for these things. Why? Electricity Company of Ghana, Volta region. What is happening? Please. So I'm here representing the entire region. Tell me, and make sure you tell others what exactly your plans are. People are reading, a meaning into this. That is a sabotage. Why do you sabotage yourself?
So that's James Gunner there. He's the Water Regional Minister, and An interesting point he makes. He says people are beginning to read meanings that it is not a sabotage, Mr. Minister. I can bet my last CD on that it is not a sabotage. There is a fundamental challenge, and the Electricity Company of Ghana is failing to tell us the truth. If there are challenges, we are people of discerning minds. Tell us. Then we are able to know the situation. Then we are able to plan. But you not telling us, and then you'll be there, you'll be there, How does that engender customer satisfaction? Why do I have to pay for electricity when I cannot enjoy the electricity? You keep complaining about not being able to collect monies. But how many people will be willing to pay for the services that you're rendering? When you are rendering shambolic services, do you expect Ghanaians to pay for it? It is sad that every day Ghanaians will have to complain about the same old thing. We're beginning to sound like a broken record if we're not run already. Anyway, I have a caller online. Hi there, caller. Good morning to you. Hello? Oh, I lost that caller there, unfortunately. But call me. Let me know the power situation in your various areas. On Monday, I remember the Member of Parliament for Ashaiman sat here in the studio and said, well, the isolated cases, lights going off because the Ashaiman lights don't go off. And so if your lights are going off, then it means there are some faults somewhere. Does it mean that constantly, okay, so let's put the Volta region in perspective. Doesn't mean that every time the light goes off there's a fault. Why are we, if truly there's a fault, why are we not able to detect the real cause of this fault and solve it? I have a caller. Hi there, caller. Good morning to you.
Good morning, madam.
Your name and where you're calling me from?
Oh, Joe Atta from Takrady, Sekendi.
Okay.
Takrady.
Okay. What's the power situation in your area?
For once a mass there. Smoke Corley and Sassocra, and the doom, at your doom, and the doom, at your doom. Just a compliment room where you may be. For Bandana or Bandam. Well, so walk at and there, no do so. Try that Ghana no sabotage there, Bill Diana there, Bill Mogasa, there, didn't get the Abadi. I've been a while, been to the east of course a timetable from any law you do so, a bit sure.
Well, so you had the frustrations of that particular caller, that even in Sekendi Takrady, the light is constantly going off. People plan their lives. And so if they know that there is a critical power situation, why not plan with it? They obviously will. But if I am not in the known, how then do I continuously live my life like that? Knowing that I get home and I may not even get light at all. I have another caller. Hi there. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, madam. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. How about you?
I'm fine, and I'm calling from Tamale, northern part of Ghana.
All right. Your name? Talk to me.
Mohammed Awel.
Okay. Mohammed, talk to me.
The most interesting is that why are you supplying Togo light, and why can't it satisfy us?
That's a very critical question.
We be supplying most of the countries, but why are we not satisfied? In our own motherland, Ghana, dear.
Okay. So that's Mohammed Awal, also from Tamale. So you see, I'm sure the powers that be, the Electricity Company of Ghana, the Energy Ministry, you know that these are not isolated cases in the Greater Accra region. You had a caller from the northern region, you had a caller from the western region, you had even the Volta Regional Minister. I have another caller, hopefully it's from another part of the country. Hi there, caller, good morning to you.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling me from?
I'm John. I'm calling from Galamsey, Petermine.
Okay. Another part of the country. Tell me the power situation in your area.
I want to ask one question. Is it a law that can sue ECG for getting your electric appliances getting spoiled? Because my AC and my fridge got partially burned because of the light fluctuation. So I want to know whether someone can sue ECG with those as evidence, because I think every Ghanaian is going through this kind of shit. Sorry to say, because you can't put up light without telling anyone. The power comes and goes anytime it wants. So I want to know, is there a way that one can sue ECG?
I have no idea what the law says, but it will be an interesting one to explore. Maybe we would have to speak to some legal brains and then seek the opinion on this. I don't know if there's precedent, but maybe, I mean, there's always first time, right? Maybe somebody can test the law. Maybe you in the Sojaman district, can equally test the law and see what the law interprets when it comes to some of these things. It'll be quite an interesting one to look out for. But so you had there in the eastern region, the Sojaman district in the eastern region, you've heard from Tamale, you've heard from the western region, you've heard from the Voter regional minister, you've heard from me in the Greater Accra region. So it means that there is germane problems. There are teething problems that needs to be addressed. Do I have another caller? Hi there, caller. Good morning to you. Hello there, caller. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling me from?
I'm Mutala, calling from Tamale.
Okay, talk to me, Mutala.
Please, I have a question to ask the government of the state.
Okay.
And when they were in opposition, they were making a lot of noise, saying that there is doomsday in the present government, which we didn't experience. Now, what are we seeing? Then they come out with their timetable for us to know. But when we are going out, we shut our electronics down before going out. Some of us have lost our electronics. What is happening in this country? Then the president the energy minister now, because the policies that he has given to Ghanaians is not fulfilled. Every day in, day out, there is doomsday. What is happening? We need answers to these questions. Please, tell the sitting government to do something. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much too as well, Mutala. Let me take my final caller for the morning. Hi there, caller. Good morning to you. Your name and where you're calling me from?
Good morning. My name is Sergio. I'm calling from Bolga.
Okay, talk to me.
In fact, good morning to you and your viewers. The power take situation is becoming so alarming. Even the previous one that happened in between 2013 and 2016, it was not always attended to the Upper East Bolga, because we don't use a lot of this. But this one there, it has been worrying us all the time. Yesterday, even I had a problem with my wife because of our fridge. Goes off and on, and she thought maybe the socket was overloaded. I said, no, it's the power outage that is causing all those problems. Here we don't have a
isolated cases. These are germane problems of Ghanaians. Ghanaians are asking the question, what is the real situation on the ground when it comes to our power situation? Why are lights going off? Why is the energy ministry not saying anything? Why is the power distributor himself, the electricity company of Ghana Limited, not saying anything? Why are Ghanaians having to wake up and go to bed with their power, with their electricities off? And then when we ask questions, we are told that, oh, in some quarters they are saying is faulty electricals. Really? It's sad that after 60 years of independence, in about 2 years, Ghana will celebrate 70 years of independence. And we're having to bother on things as basic as electricity. It's a shame. That's it for Inside Out. Well, it's now time to head to the court. Somebody asked a very interesting question, whether we can test the law when it comes to effects of the power fluctuations. And I found it quite interesting. Captain Mutala Anderson has joined me in the studio. Maybe it's something that we may have to explore. I don't know if there's precedent, Captain. Is there any precedent to this effect?
Yeah, I think there should, but I'm yet to find one. There should be a precedent to that. The question, let me just attempt answering that particular question. ECG is an entity created by statute, by law. Exactly. It can sue and be sued. So if you have issues, if you are not satisfied with the services, just get your lawyers, put together your case, and then go to court and sue the ECG. They are liable to so many of the legal issues that are happening. So once you are not satisfied with the services, just get your lawyer and go to court. Go and seek for the relief that you want to seek. And when your case is solid, the chances are that you can
the relief that you're seeking, you'll be awarded.
Absolutely. Yeah. So ECG is not immune to any legal. You can sue ECG when you are not, because we pay for the services, and they are supposed to give us, satisfy whatever services that they are supposed to render to us.
Okay, so all rise, we're in court.
Court ready, yes.
What's up in court? So what are some of the things that happened in
this court? Morning we'll be discussing Western Togoland. Yeah, I'm sure it's been a while you heard about Western Togoland.
I thought that issue,
is dead and gone.
Has been dealt with.
Absolutely.
After the death of Papa V, we didn't hear much of.
So Papa V was 86 when he passed on. In fact, he was in court at that age, and I remember a couple of times that he had to come to court, and two people, one left, one right, helping him to come to court and all of that. And that's how the law is. No matter how old you are, you definitely, once you are needed in court, you will definitely make an appearance. And I can see on your screen, that is Papa V, one of the moments when he was making an appearance at the law court complex in relation to the Western Togoland Restoration Front matter and a Homeland Study Group case and all of that. But Lily, do you know the number of WhatsApp groups that you belong to?
Hey, wow, that's quite an interesting. I know. I mean, there are a few ones I readily remember, but sometimes there are some groups that people added you and you may probably have forgotten.
Absolutely.
About.
So specifically with those that people add you to, without you knowing, do you pay attention to what happened in those groups?
That's a very critical question. I barely, even the ones that I willingly will join, I barely will pay attention to.
So those ones that they add you, do you quickly move out, or you try to find out what is happening before you decide?
Oh, if you want to add me to any WhatsApp platform, over the period, you would have to. I don't. You cannot easily add me. You would have to send me a link, and then I will join. So sometimes somebody will tell you, "Oh, there's this group I want to add you." I'll just give a go ahead. Sometimes people will tell you, and then you think that the idea behind it is great. So you join, but you barely even contribute. Sometimes you don't even know what happens there.
So I asked all these questions because of some scenarios, some situations that have been taking place especially in respect of this Western Togoland. So you'll be there, and then you were added, or you've been added to a platform. Sometimes, for me, for instance, last time I was discussing with somebody. If you go through my phone, there are so many groups that probably I'm part of it. Not that I'm part of it because I'm interested in what, but I want to see what is happening. It's not that we work in the space of information. We want certain information on that. But when somebody add you to a platform and all of a sudden you become a subject matter of a court case, how does that feel? Like you have no idea about the platform. You just wake up in the morning and you're on a platform. You actually didn't take so much time to find out you wanted to leave, but something comes up, and then you decide, okay, let me go, and it goes down, and then investigation starts and all over.
And then oh my goodness, I can imagine. now that you mentioned it,
you have to pay attention.
I try to recall all the platforms because hey, people add us to a lot of platforms, and sometimes, like you said, we are in the business of information gathering, right? So you also want to know
what is happening,
everything that is happening across the board. So it's interesting. You want to know, and then you are added, and tomorrow you are in court. let me go and check everything.
So we have discussed some groups in relation to Western Togoland, at least about 4 different sets. Their cases have ended. One of them, Samuel Yao Fiagbeji, he's a military man. He's also one of them. Prosper Avemeyi, it's also one of them. Benjamin Levy, and then Isaac Kwesi Afeku. So these 6 are also before the courts. And you know, after prosecution ended their case, but what were their charges? 1, let me walk you through it. Being a member of the prohibited organization. So that's why I asked you about the fact that the WhatsApp platform, if it's a platform,
how can I determine whether that is a prohibited?
So it is.
The law is very interesting,
and we say that
until
ignorance of the law
catches up with you.
Then you know that a lot of the things that we do around
easily gloss over. I mean, we're liable.
So you have to be very, very meticulous in whatever you do. So being a member of a prohibited organization, meaning that that particular organization that you belong to, law doesn't allow that particular group or organization to exist. So if you belong to such a group, for instance, the Western Togoland, the intention is to secede that part of the country from Ghana. So Western Volta region, Uti region, and some part of the Eastern region from Ghana. And Papavi led that. Then the other one is attending meetings of a prohibited organization. So there's an organization every week. We say we are having a meeting, planning, trying our activities and all of that. Once that organization is a prohibited one, there's a trouble looming for you. Then participating in the campaign of a prohibited organization. So you are championing, you call me and say, oh, this group, we are doing that. I want you to be joining. You are sending flyers, you are wearing t-shirt and all of that. That can also land you. So these were the 3 key charges that these persons that I have mentioned are facing. Now, prosecution closed its case. And the court was to make a determination as to whether there is a prima facie evidence for the accused persons to answer. If the answer is yes, then the court will order them to open their defense. But if the answer is no, then the court will have to acquit and discharge them. Out of the 6, 2 of them were lucky. And the 2, one is Samuel Yao Fiagbeji. He is a military officer, warrant officer class 1. He was lucky. And Lily, in respect of his case, let me tell you the interesting part of what the judge said about the charges that were leveled against him and how it panned out in court. The court said, look, in relation to A2, which is Yao Fiagbeji, insufficient evidence was led by prosecution to support the fact that he was a member of any of the prohibited organization. Evidence that he was put on a platform, on a WhatsApp platform, by somebody without him having actively engaged in any of the activities of the organization cannot be held as though he participated or not. So he was lucky. He was only added to the platform, never took part of the activity. But at the end, when the investigation started, his name was found on the platform and he was picked up. 4 years in courts. Today, the court is saying that he's acquitted and discharged because no case has been made against him. And then the second person who was also lucky in relation to the charges that were leveled against him is Richard Adri. And Richard Adri, his popular name is Mumuni.
Is what?
Mumuni. Mumuni, yes, okay. That is guy name.
I had Mumui.
No, it's Mumuni. So that is his alias.
Okay.
And so Justice Marie Louise Simmons, after making a determination on submission of no case, warrant officer class 1 Samuel Yao Fiagbeji and Richard Adri have been acquitted and discharged. But the remaining Ernest Jito, Prosper Avu Meyi, and then Benjamin Aklevi, and Isaac Kwesi Afeku. The court said there is a case for them to answer, so they should mount the witness box and open their defense. But I've been speaking to the man who was lucky, Samuel Yao Fiagbeji, the warrant officer, the military officer. How do you make of this decision? At the end, the court said you should walk free. What do you make of it? What do you have to say?
In fact, it hasn't been easy, but I give glory to God. Because for these 4 years that I've been fighting this case, today, by the grace of God, the judge has acquitted and discharged me, and they have found nothing against me. Actually, these are institutions of integrity that hold some kind of integrity, and the way they know me, they stood behind me and they said I should go through the drive, whatever it is. They believe that I will still come out strongly, and truly, I came out strongly today by the grace of God.
So that is Samuel Yao Fiagbeji, warrant officer class 1. It's a military officer. 4 years.
It goes a long way to affirm the saying that I always say that.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. So you are in your safe environment working, you report to work, then there's a letter for you to HR invite you and say, okay, you have to go and see this person. You go there and they say, oh, the letter that you brought means that you are under investigation. So today you are not going home. You have to stay with us. How does it feel? I was like, oh, what did I do? Do you know this group? I said, this group, I've never remembered. Probably, yeah, I've heard of it. What are your activities? No, I'm just somebody added me. I have no idea what they do. Really? Then you are in trouble. That's how easily you can find yourself in trouble. So the groups that you find yourself, try to find out what the activities
really there.
Yes, those that you don't need it, just exit and all of that.
That's a good question. It's a good question to everybody.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's talk about other cases that were in court. Yesterday, another one was in court that I found quite interesting. Yeah.
Yesterday, drama stayed in court yesterday. One 27-year-old trader yesterday exploded. In fact, he was very, 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 very high in that sense. Emmanuel Kofi Asare. It's rather unfortunate that we don't get the longer version of the video to show you his face. Yesterday he stood in open court. So that's the squad. He's in front, being led away from the court, and he accused the police of bribery and corruption. He makes the point that in fact he's been charged for possession of narcotic substance, and he pleaded not guilty. And this incident happened at La, sometime in 24th of March. Police, the complainants are police officers with the La police station, and they make the point that they had information that a group of people are engaging in illegality by way of trading, possession of substances of that nature. They went to the scene, others managed to escape, but they arrest this suspect and some other. But moments when his plea was taken, pleaded not guilty, and he was granted bail in a sum of 50,000 Ghana cedis with 2 sureties, Kofi Asare said, no, I have something to say. What do you have to say? He said, look, there's a reason why the police have brought me to court. The court said, what is the reason? Look, 3 of us were arrested. The police asked us to pay 4,000 cedis each. The family of the other 2 have been able to pay, so they have been let go. I have not been able to. I only have 1,500 with me, and the police said it is not enough. They will not accept it, and because of that, they have brought me to court. It was like the courtroom was, everybody was looking around. What's happening? So the court, why is the investigator, the substantive investigator, was not present in court? So the court, Anna, Mrs. Susanna Edufo, then had to make the order to the crime officer at La police station that at the next court sitting, that is May 7, come to court and come and explain the allegation that has been made against your men. So on May 7th, police officers at La will have to come to court and explain to the court or respond to the allegation made by Emmanuel Kofi Asare that the police arrested them, but because they demanded 4,000 cedis each and he could not get all the money, they have decided to arraign him, and he has pleaded not guilty. So May 7th will be in court to know what will be, or what will happen, what the response of the police will be.
We also know that the Yahuza Osmanu's case, the man involved in the robbery of the former second lady,
absolutely
has been adjourned.
Yes, so yesterday I talked to you about the fact that that case is coming, but unfortunately the court did not sit. So May 6th, that case will come back. So the case involving the former second lady, Yahuza Osman, who is accused of robbing them, will come up sometime in May.
What's coming up today?
Yes, today the attention is at the Supreme Court. Yes, 2 applications for interlocutory injunction, one from Vincent Ekowasifua and the other from Ebenezer Osei-Wusu. All of them have issues in relation to how the president initiated or came up with a statement that says that 3 petitions have been removed for the removal of the Chief Justice, and the same has been referred to the Council of State. They make the point that before that is done, the president ought to have sent the petitions to the Chief Justice to respond before a letter comes out or before referral to the Council of State. So they filed that seeking interpretation in relation to Article 146 and its related clauses. And on top of that, they've added interlocutory injunctions to stop the president, let the case Supreme Court deal with the substantive matter. If they are done, and the decision of the court, whatever will have to continue. But already, the petitions have been given to the Chief Justice. He has responded. So the question is, what has become of the substantive matter? Is it now moot? If it's moot, then what is the basis of the injunction? But today, a panel of 5 will be sitting on these 2 interlocutory injunctions, and we'll know more when the panel says. And the Supreme Court said that 9:30. So we'll be there to bring you updates on all of that. And one last case is in relation to a case that I have been telling you about some time now, Alhaji Selye's will. Yes,
the will forgery.
A lawyer, a chief, and 3 siblings are before the court. The last court sitting, the court issued a bench warrant for the arrest of 2 of the siblings because, according to prosecution, they were aware of the pendency of the case in court, but they have decided not to show up in court. So, and the charge sheet, they are at large. As to whether they have been arrested today will be there. But the prosecution is indicating that they were filing a fresh charge sheet, and today it is expected that the charge sheet will be moved, the plea of the accused persons will be taken, and then the case will take off from there. So these are the cases that we are looking forward to today.
Okay, Captain, thank you very much. That's Mutala Yunusa with court today. Let's look at what the newspapers are reporting. We begin with the custodian newspaper. NPP holds crunch meetings today. Okwe committee report in focus. IMF staff level agreement confirmed. Government cooked data. That's according to the minority. Markets fire victims hail minority after 400k donation. That's 400,000 cedis donation. That's it. Yeah, for the custodian newspaper. The Daily Graphic. Government IMF agreement brings in $370 million. Gold board revokes gold dealers' licenses. Dr. Niyama gets AIES top role. Africa Standards Organization Commonwealth deliberate on Africa Continental Free Trade Area. The Daily Guide. Soldiers raid Subri Galamsey site. Destroy settlement of 10,000 residents. Will flog street traders. Kill stray cat for meat. Kumasi Meya is saying. IMF Ghana reached staff level agreement for $370 million. Increase producer price of cocoa. That's according to the minority. The Daily Dispatch. It cost about $150 million to run for president and $650,000 as an MP. That's according to a CDD report. Chief of Staff to lead second Quail Business Forum on Saturday. Ghana imports 4 billion cedis worth of tomatoes yearly. Charlie. The Ghanaian Times, worsening Tamale water crisis. Bupiala residents scoop water from dried dam to quench thirst. Tears of independence. The Ghanaian publisher, government cooked fiscal data for politics. Dr. Amin Adam is saying NPP holds crunch meeting today. Okwe's reports reforms high on agenda. Otumfuo resumes Bawku conflict mediation. Minority donates 200,000 to Kantaman to fire victims. Okay. The Chronicle, government declines to renew Goldfields mining lease. KMA boss vows to publicly flog Kumasi hawkers if they disobey orders. Proverbs 11:3, the integrity of the upright guides them, but the crookedness of the treacherous destroys them. Kusau chiefs grateful to IGP for visiting Bawku. Togo's foreign minister on a crusade to tell Africa's true history. The news center, I beg your pardon. IMF Ghana reached staff level deal for $370 million. IMF exposes government's fiscal data manipulation, that's according to the NPP. 752 killed in 3 months, a 23.5% rise. Injuries, crashes, vehicles involved, and pedestrian knockdowns all recorded increases. Viral video, lady compromised her phone security. Not a system breach, that's according to MTN. I'm sure you all saw the viral video of a lady crying that somebody withdrew about some 11,000 cedis from her mobile money wallet. So that's what the newspapers are reporting this morning. Grab copies on your various newsstands, or you can simply log online to read about the stories, or log on to starfm.com.gh. We have a host of stories there for you to read. I take a break, and when I come in, you know that Wednesdays is an all-female ensemble, right? So stay tuned in. We're back shortly. Welcome back to the show. This is Suji today here on GH1 TV. It's not time for the breakfast review. On the breakfast review this morning, my guest, Ellen Amadeko, is a member of the NPP Communications team, and Professor Benedict Yaya Fosu Mensah is a member of the NDC Communications team. Good morning, ladies. It's been a while. It's good to see you.
Yes, good to see you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a raging issue that has everyone talking. I mean, there are a number of issues that has everyone talking, but this one is quite an interesting one. The mayor of Kumasi says, if I catch you doing business on the pavement, I will beat you. And I'm wondering, has it now gotten to has now gotten to where we have to take the law into our own hands? But let's listen to what the mayor says. I don't want to be the one putting words in his mouth.
Myself, I'm feeling it. We've written a letter to you. I don't know whether you've received a letter.
Efforts to tackle growing congestion in the city centre, blamed largely on persistent pavement trading. The newly appointed mayor expressed frustration over the failure of previous enforcement measures.
We do apologize for the wrong insets there. We'll bring you that video later on, but obviously a lot of you have seen it. Yesterday we even spoke to the former mayor of Kumasi, who says that is not the right thing to do. However, the people of that area are very, very recalcitrant, that he added. And then let me start with you.
Why would you want to start with me?
I mean, you have, during the election period, you crisscrossed that area, didn't you?
I did, but Prof and the NDC are now in power. So perhaps she can explain to us.
Oh, I'm not sure she's seen that area before. That's why I want to start with you.
Anyway, good morning. Good morning, Prof. Good morning to all of you. You know, I've been laughing throughout because it looks like the new mayor is starting on the wrong foot. Mayor, calm down. Calm down.
But Ellen, you know the area very well.
I know the area very well.
Yeah.
And it's whatever the problem is the same as we have in Accra, as Mokola. Can you imagine that the mayor of Accra will get up and come and tell us that if she sacks the mayor? We don't have one now, or have we?
We have.
We have a mayor of Accra.
We have a regional minister.
No, I'm talking about the mayor.
We don't have one yet.
So imagine whoever is the mayor, and then the person gets up and tells Mokola women that if you don't get up from where I say get up, I'll beat you up. Yes, they may be sitting where they are not supposed to be sitting. We all know. We've always had decongestion exercises. But you don't tell them you beat them up. It is not done. And these are women. So what, is he going to line them up and beat them up? What was he going to do? And when you come from the tradition that the NDC comes from, where in Kumasi years ago, your leader and your founder, through the coup d'etat, beat up women in Kumasi, left, right, front, center, in all manner of ways, and it's still embedded in people's memories, and you come from such a tradition, you do not go to the same Kumasi and go and tell them this. They might be recalcitrant. That's human behavior. You have to find innovative ways. You promised them that you find innovative ways of dealing with this matter. So, Mayor, you're just how many days in office? Calm down. Calm down, cry. Now this business, beat them. Hey, how? That you've been a pickup with his boys. So he's going to empower people to go around beating people. Then the KMA should get ready for lawsuits and paying people for beating them up. You don't do that. I mean, I've heard him after yesterday, the day he's made that statement, trying to correct himself, which is okay. He should just apologize for it and let's move on. You cannot beat people for sitting where they are not supposed to sit. You said,
and he says for straying cattle.
As for the stray cattle, I agree with him.
Okay.
In fact, I don't see why you should have your animals roaming about disturbed. And right here in Accra, sometimes you meet them. So if he intends to kill the animals and use it as food for children, I agree. He said he was going to give it to prisoners. I would plead that he gives it to the SHS to supplement their protein needs. There's also the school feeding program for the basic schools in the KMA. He can give it to them. That one I agree. But you do not beat human beings and women who you don't do that. You just tell them to move off. Yes, you can take them to court. And there are bylaws. KMA has a lot of bylaws that are not being implemented. So implement them. None of the bylaws have I seen or heard that people are beaten for staying where they are not supposed to stay. Mayor, one can say this one, they are You cannot beat people.
Look.
Good morning to our cherished viewers and good morning to you and Helen as well. Amma.
Yeah, Ellen, it's the
same. Yes, well, I don't think that the mayor really mean what he said. I mean, NDC, we believe in order, but we believe in order with dignity. And in Ghana, there are laws and rules. There are law enforcement agencies. And so individuals cannot just go about beating people. So I don't think that he really meant to implement whatever he said. He might have just said that to put fear into people that, look, you are not supposed to sit where you are not authorized to sit and sell. And also the fact that we are talking about decongestion to allow for free movement of individual within a city and also allow for a more clean environment. And also the fact that will enable business to be more booming than when the place is congested. I believe that the mayor, being an NDC, know that we believe in order, and also the fact that we cannot infringe pains on people because we want to have order in our city. And so whatever he said, he really didn't mean it. He just wanted to instill some fear into individuals. But I believe that, yes, if we are talking about decongestion, there are a number of alternatives that we have to put in place, which NDC in the previous government did by building the Kumasi market. And I believe that in this current administration, there are plans in place to make sure that the people that we are taking out of the streets are properly, reallocated places to sit, as human and also trade in dignity. And I believe that the mayor has in place some plans to make sure that places are located for these individuals. So whatever he said, and as I said, he really didn't mean it, because our laws wouldn't even support it. And I know that the president would also not support that individuals just go about because you've been given position, just infringing pain on individuals. So as I said, he just said that to instill fear in people, and so Ghanaians shouldn't take it as something that he really intends to implement.
Okay, I mean that's that. Let's talk about Bawku, because we know that beginning 28th of this month, the Otumfuo, His Royal Majesty the Asantehene Otumfuo II will begin mediation process for the Bawku conflict. We have seen fresh attacks on soldiers, on the police, lives lost, property distracted, and still going on. Before, it was just at the center of Bawku. Now Binduri is at the center of it. Binduri has become a hotbed. People are now fleeing from Binduri. And people's homes have been burnt. Schools have had to be closed down. And so that enclave is gradually grinding to a halt. How do we address this? Prof.
Well, I think this Bawku conflict is really a sad one. And each time I keep telling myself, the people from Bawku and then the enclave, what they themselves are doing, because if you are a native from Bawku and its environment, you should be concerned, because we know that conflict do not bring development. When there is conflict, there are a lot of institutions within that enclave that will move out. And currently we are informed that there are some hospitals that you go, nurses have fled. There are some schools that teachers are afraid and they have fled. Individuals have fled. What would that bring to the citizens there? There will be no development. And even when it comes to national development as to allocation of resources, no government would want to allocate resources to an area where there is conflict, because you know that when you allocate resources, at the end of the day, it will be destroyed. We've heard about some individual homes that have been touched, some individuals that have been killed. Well, I want to use this opportunity to send my condolences to the family of the police officers and the military who lost their life in the line of duty. We say our sincere condolences to you and the family, and we know that these individuals would not just die die in vain, but they will be compensated. And I think that as a country, we should all yearn for peace. And this is not just something that should be of concern to the natives of the area, but it should be a concern for all of us, because conflict in Bawku is more or less a stepping stone to insurgents also coming in and using that as a way of infiltrating our country. And I think it should be of concern. The people, the two tribes that are fighting each other, it should be of concern to them. Because how would you sit and watch what you have developed, what you've used several years to acquire, being destroyed within a twinkle of an eye? I think it should be of concern. And I will call again on leaders of the various factions to really look at this thing very well, because if we kill each other, it wouldn't bring any benefit to either of us, because at the end of the day, you would be at the losing end, because as I indicated, if there's a fight, there wouldn't be development. People who have gone there to invest will move out, because of course nobody will want to invest in a war-torn area. And so I would want to also use this opportunity to applaud His Majesty Otumfuo for stepping in to really have dialogue and find a way to find a lasting solution to this. He's done that in the Dagban area, and I know that he would be able to do this as well. And so I would say that as citizens or as people, we should all support to make sure that these peace that we are looking out for, we get it. Because at the end of the day, like we're just talking at backstage, the fact that the war may not just be at Bawku, it can find itself in Accra, where individuals are targeted because they come from one tribe or another, and all of us can be caught up in in this thing, and so it should be of a concern to us. Sadly enough, it looks like our security agencies have not been able to really bring the lasting peace that we are looking for, and so it is good that we go into dialogue that His Majesty Otumfuo is leading, and I know that government is ready. In fact, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama initiated this, and I know he will give him all the support and all the logistical or anything that he needs to make sure that this dialogue really bring a lasting peace to the area, because conflict does not bring development. And as I indicated, this could just be an avenue to also let some unscrupulous individuals to penetrate, find their way into the country, and that could be a security threat. We should know that, of course, if there are a number of youth there now migrating to other regions because of conflict, that also brings its own challenge, because we are going to have a lot of drift into other urban areas, because these individuals were once upon a time maybe farmers there, but because of the conflict they cannot more farm, so they'll go into the cities in search of greener pasture or in search of jobs that are non-existent, and this again puts extra pressure on the city and leads to some social vices as well. And so the issue of conflict in Bawku should be of concern to every citizen, and I will call on the two parties again to sit down and talk amicably. We cannot live in a society where we take guns and kill individuals. We know that these two tribes sometimes have intermarried. So if your father is a Kusasi and then your mother is a Mapruli and this thing is happening, how do you relate? How that you see your uncle going to kill your nephew somewhere because they are from, so you should know that we have gone beyond this issue of tribal factors that bring some kind of border or separation among us. We are one people. We intermarry, we live together, we work together, and so we should not allow a piece of land to disintegrate us, to kind of create that hatred for us. And like we indicated, when they are sending peacekeepers, because there are some tribes that are fighting, so they send non-natives to the place, so they get caught up in this conflict, and some of them are being killed. So it means that the fight is not just affecting the tribes, but also other tribes and all of us, because of course government, instead of using funds for development, is using the money or the funds for peacekeeping, which again is not beneficial to us, because if you are using funds or limited funds, as we know, the coffers are dry. The little funds government is supposed to use for development is rather being used to pay peace keepers. Then we as citizens, it's not of benefit to us, because our tax or money or funds is just going down the drain, and so it should be of concern to us. And I think we should all support His Majesty. If there are ideas, I'm sure he's open to ideas how to really go about this. He's done it, and I know and believe that he would be able to resolve this conflict.
Ellen,
I saw your write-up. Otumfuo begins mediation in Bawku. He is not beginning; he's continuing. Read the you have to say that he's continuing, because he started it, I think, somewhere last year, and he started it because the erstwhile government invited him to do it. His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo invited him to replicate the magic that he did with the Gabon issue. So he has already started.
He's just resuming.
He's just resuming. They went on break. And I remember when they were going on break too, they did write that they were going on break. And it's so when the short time span that they have taken a break that all this have suddenly come up. And the Bawku incident or the Bawku situation has been there for years. I was born in Techiman. That's some 43 years ago. I remember when I was growing up, my mother and my grandmother, I remember they would say, we are going to Bawku to trade. So my grandmother used to cross over through when the border was a Sampa, going to Ivory Coast and bring in goods. Those days were the days when we didn't have a lot of things in Ghana. And then when she comes to rest at Techiman, and then she'll continue on to Bawku. Bawku used to be a huge market area. In fact, Bawku was bigger than Techiman now. In those days, I'm talking about 30 years ago, everybody was trading. So when our brothers and sisters from the north are coming down, you never find a Mampusi, you never find a Kusasi, because they were there trading. If you find them leaving the area, they are moving into the western north area to go into the cocoa farms to go and farm. And they were rich, they had money.
Or they were coming down south to school.
Or come to school. Then all of a sudden, this fight that had been there for years, I heard it's more than 100 years. So the current people who are fighting do not even know why they are fighting. They don't know the genesis of the matter. All they know is that during the fight somewhere, somebody killed my father, so me too, I'm coming to retaliate. Somebody did this to me, a policeman hit my mother somewhere, a soldier hit me. So it's just pure retaliation, and then you do me, I do you. We don't even remember how the whole matter started. this short one, you've had a lot of issues, but this current one has become so deadly because we decided to politicize it during the 2024 elections. We decided to politicize it. And the leading to the politicization, I'll put the blame on the feet of President John Dramani Mahama. Why am I saying that? President Mahama went there as an opposition candidate, going to galvanize for votes, and went to the Bawku Palace and went to promise him and told him that when the NDC is in power, there's peace at Bawku, which is not true. At any point in time, it doesn't matter who is in power, the fight just comes up. That is the first politicization. That when the NDC is in power, Bawku is at peace. So the people of Bawku should vote for him so that he brings peace. That is the first one that he did. Whilst he was saying that, his MPs were also going underground, telling the people that because Dr. Bawumia, who is a Mamprisi, is now standing on the ticket of the NPP, the Kusasi should not vote for him because when he comes, he will support his people to fight them. All these years that Dr. Bawumia has been vice president, have you ever heard anybody anywhere talk about his Mamprisi background and the fact that he's going to support anybody? Dr. Bawumia has been the running mate of Nana Akufo-Addo for more than 16 years. He was for 8 years. They came into power for another 8 years, 16 solid years. We never heard anybody politicizing it that because Dr. Bawumia, as vice president, was a Mamprisi, he was going to head to the Kusasi. He never did that. But immediately Dr. Bawumia became the flag bearer. And this one, I will not blame the NDC. He started from my own party. During our primaries, we had people from the NPP going to the Kusasis to go and tell them that don't vote for Dr. Bawumia to be the flag bearer of the NPP because when you vote for him, he would fight against you. So go and look at our primaries, the results from there. And then it translated into the general elections by the MPs in that area, the whole Bawku enclave. The NPP lost all the seats that we had there because of this matter. And those of you who don't know, the Kusasis are more than the Mamprisis. So just check the election results, the polling station. All the Kusasi areas, Dr. Bawumia got 0. All the Mamprisi areas, John Mahama got 0. So are you telling me that there's no Kusasi who likes Dr. Bawumia? Or there's no Mamprisi who likes John Mahama? The people were on their people. You dare not come out in the Mamprisi area if you're Kusasi to come and vote for John Mahama. You will not do it. And the same way you dare not come out in the Kusasi areas if you are for Bawumia during the 2024 election. So you check the polling stations. Bawumia 0, 0, 0, 0. In the Mamprisi area, Mahama 0, 0, 0. It's never happened before. Check the polling stations in just the 2020 elections. Mahama got some. Bawumia got some. There was no way that Dr. Bawumia was
Nanado.
Yes, Dr. Nanado. There was no way that the MPP was going to win in the Kusasi area because they are normally for the NDC. But Nanado got some there. In the same way with the Mamprisi area, there was no way John Mahama was going to win there. But he got some there. But this particular election, because we had politicized it so bad, 0. Then you win the elections. The people are angry with the NDC and with their MPs because you promised them something. You said you bring them peace. And it's been 3 months, they are not seeing anything. The anger now has turned onto the state agencies that they see as a representation of the presidency. President Mahama is not in Bawku. It is the police. It is the military. And they are the representation of the state. Therefore, the people get angry and they turn their anger on them. And that is the situation we are in now. Now look at the mess that we have gone to create. We are now calling the Asantehene, who had already started this thing, to go and continue it. Sometimes I feel that we, the politicians, and this one led by John Mahama, have set the Asantehene up for failure in this matter.
How so?
How do you go and politicize? Now the thing has turned from the normal Kusasi Mamprisi chieftaincy issue. It is now a pure political matter. That's what we've done. Yes, you want power. But you do not go there and go and do this. Yesterday, I said this on another station. I'll repeat it here. The Kusasis and the Mamprisi, are you not from the same stock?
Yeah.
You are from the same stock. It's just like the Kwewus and the Ashantis. There's an argument over who should be chief. It's been there for more than 100 years. But you, as a political agent, do not go and stand in the middle of it and create enmity between two brothers. And that is what His Excellency John Mohammed did during his campaign. And I'm putting the blame right at him because there are videos to show him saying all these things. And what pains me is that he had been president before. He knew the situation. But just because Imam Prisi is now standing on the ticket of the NPP, we have to politicize it. Well, I'm still for Dr. Bawumia. I'm going to vote for him. I'm going to campaign for him to become the next flag bearer of the NPP. And you know a lot of people are going to do that. Assuming the NPP decides that Dr. Bawumia is still going to lead us, what are you going to do? Dr. Bawumia didn't choose whether he was Imam Prisi.
He didn't choose his parents.
And he has worked through the ranks of the NPP to be where he is. Just like how you, President Mohammed, has also gone through the ranks to be where you are. So if it comes to the vote, are we still going to do that in the next elections, assuming Dr. Bawumia is the presidential candidate of the NPP? Are the Kusasis going to be told that if Dr. Bawumia becomes president of Ghana, he's going to support the Mampusis to fight them? When he was vice president, did he do that? Do we have any evidence of him doing that? Dr. Bawumia was there at the Bawku Nabas Palace to go and plead. There are videos of it that we are disgracing ourselves. This thing is becoming too much. Everywhere I go as your son, questions are being asked about what we are doing. Let's stop this and let's have peace. Whilst he's doing it, the other party too is underground, spoiling the matter. And this is where we are. It is so difficult now that those who come from that
just the other party. I mean, you mentioned that some factions from.
Of course, I understand. I mean, I said led by. I didn't say that. I have never absorbed the NDC, the MPP aspects during the our primaries, who are also doing that. Of course, but it was escalated during the main elections. And I'm saying, His Excellency John Mohammed will be done in 4 years. He'll be gone. Another candidate will come from there, the NDC side. Assuming that the person who comes up is also a Kusasi, what do we do? What do we do? Because you cannot stop somebody from becoming a flag bearer because of where he comes from. If his people say they like him, they like him. Are we going to be fighting like this? So, I mean, looking at the response of the security services too, the IGP was there.
And he was not spared. His vehicle was shaken.
In fact, the IGP was shaking. I saw a video of him shaking when they were putting the things on him. I was like, The IGP's, I don't know how to, his posture, I think he betrayed his people, honestly.
How?
In my opinion. When you're going into such a situation, in my laywoman's opinion, you go there with a show of strength. You don't go and plead with them. That we beg you, stop fighting so that I give you a job. Have they told you that they want job? That is the first sign of weakness. And so you leave, they shoot at you, nothing happened. Those people who shot at him, we haven't found them up to now. And you leave, and 3 of your men are killed. They start targeting them because they realize that you are weak. Yesterday, there was a write-out, an instruction from the IGP. They are pulling out all the police people. The military is taking over. In fact, the military is going to man police stations in the Bawku area.
Because there was a secret audio that we played here on GH1 that we intercepted. The police say they are afraid for their lives.
I agree.
They say now the people are rather policing them instead of them policing the people.
And before we came on air, I did make I did tell you that it's logical that when there's a fight or there's a conflict somewhere, the people involved, you do not send their people there. So there's no way a Kusasi policeman, a Kusasi military man will be sent to the Bawku enclave. There's no way a Mampusi policeman or a Kusasi police Mampusi person will be sent. So both of you, your people will not be sent there. In fact, anybody coming from the Upper West region, Upper East region, it doesn't matter whether you are Kusasi or Mampusi, you will not be sent there. So who are they going to send? They are going to send people from the Eastern region, my region, people from the Blue region, my region, people from the Volta region, other parts of Ghana, to go and man the peace. And that's what they've been doing. All the people being killed, they are neither Kusasi or Mampusi, all the soldiers and all the policemen. So when something is happening there and they feel that the rest of us, the rest of the country should lead them to their fate, we cannot lead them to their fate because whatever happens, it affects us. I have family members who are in the police or in the military. You don't choose to go. You are detailed to go. 3 years ago, the former regional minister for Greater Accra, Honorable Titus Glover, his niece, who is a nurse, got out of school, 23-year-old. She was posted to the Bawku Municipal, Presbyterian Hospital. The young lady was sitting on a motorbike in her nursing uniform, going to work, and she was shot at. She died. Honorable Titus Glover and his sister had to go up Bawku to go and bring the corpse of their 23-year-old daughter and come and bury her. He said, "Gang, what is his business? Well, the girl is a gang. What is her business in Bawku?" It's not just her. We had teachers, we've had bankers, in fact, the High Court in Bawku has been closed. The all schools out. The Presbyterian Hospital has threatened on numerous occasions to close down because one example is what I've given. A lot of their nurses and doctors have been attacked. Nothing is going on there. Now with that issue, we have now adding politics to it. We are not going to find the end of this matter. I think everybody, all the politicians should move away from it, honestly. Now they have turned on their MPs. Look at what they did to Honorable Ayariga. And Honorable Ayariga is half-half. Now he's standing in the middle. Honorable Ladi, who is even out, Pusiga. Look at what they did to her house. She had to go through Togo to come back to Accra. And I've been on social media where the youth have been threatening all 15 MPs in the Upper West region. Upper East region. Why do I keep on Upper East region? That especially those 6 or 5 in that enclave, that they should not come home. So now we have sitting members of parliament who cannot go home. Do you understand what it means? With the new instructions, where we are pulling the police out and we are sending the military in, it has implications for our democracy. Because now we are handing over power in that enclave to the military. Sure. And at this particular instance, the military can do whatever they want to do that they think they deem it fit to keep the peace.
Especially when we have a military ruler just close by.
Just a few weeks ago, we were complaining about insurgents leaving Burkina Faso and coming into our forest to come and protect Galamseyers. Where do they pass? Because there's no peace in Bawku, they just come through just like that. So President Mohammed has his work cut out for him as the commander-in-chief. It is not about wearing navy uniforms and going to commission people. It is about making sure that there's peace in Bawku. And this current situation, I put it at his doorstep. He's one of the people who has exacerbated the whole matter. So he should make sure that there's peace there, because he promised them that he will make sure there's peace. This one, he made a public promise. He didn't hide it. He didn't go and say it in Kukwem. He didn't go and say it in secret. He said it openly, that when he becomes president, he will make sure that there's peace in Bawku. President Mohammed, please, do your promise. Otherwise, we are in for trouble.
Is the Otumfuo's resumption of mediation not a right step?
Otumfuo has been given a job by all of us. He's a statesman, just like he did in the Dabon case. He will do it. But the point is, the situations are different. Dagbon and Bawku are not the same.
Dagbon was families.
Different issues. So if we expect that the same outcome will come, which we are praying for, the processes might be very different and might be more difficult. From what I see from the Bawku incident, it's like there's so many now. It's moved from chieftaincy, it's now moved to personal scores, it's moved to you've hurt me, I'll hurt you. People are pained. People are in pain. And so we have to find a way of solving it. And the two brothers or the two people involved, two families, two tribes, must agree that they want the peace. In the Galamsey incident, they agreed that they want it. If the people say they don't want it, it doesn't matter what the Otumfuo will do. They'll come and meet him.
The law has spelled out what must be done. That this is the rightful owner of the throne. This is not.
They are debating about it. For me, as I said, it has moved from that level. It is no more about the who sits where, who doesn't sit where. It has now moved to other things. And it is also moving to affect all of us because our national security is also being compromised. We are right at the border with Burkina Faso, and we all know what's happening. So, I don't even see why we should even be having these discussions out here in the open. Bawku has always been there, but we've always managed to contain it. This time around, I don't see why it's escalated like this. Honestly, We have to put a stop to it. Otherwise, all of us will be compromised, and it will be coming down. And it will come and meet us right here.
Imagine when Galamsey activities are started there, because we all know there are mineral deposits there. Imagine if Galamsey activities are started. Already down south, we cannot contain the Galamsey activities.
So add Galamsey to the fight, to the fact that police can't be there, and it's the military that has to be there. When you concede a space to the military, you don't have a say in what they do. You've given them instructions, and you know they are there. I mean, their training and everything is for combat. It's not like the police who will negotiate with you. They will not negotiate with you. So in the end, we are going to have a lot of issues of human rights abuse and all that. But then the point is, the people are attacking the police. I've heard so many voice notes where people were scared and you could hear gunshots. And these are police. If they can't buy food, they can't go out, you cannot wear your police uniform. How did we get here? It's a sad incident, and we'll beg the people there. They would have to decide for peace for the rest of us to help them. If they say they don't want the peace, it doesn't matter. And like what I said on my sister station, to get to a point, we will all get tired. The state will get tired. Look at the amounts of money that we are using to protect the peace. So the state will get tired. All of us talking will get tired. If the Otumfuo initiative fails, we are done. So we just leave them. And when two brothers fight, strangers inherit their property.
That's very true.
So I just want to make a few comments on this. I think Amma has made quite a number of contradiction statements, very sweeping statements. And I think I would want to raise this. She indicated the fact that Bawku conflicts have always been there and will continue. So if Bawku conflicts have always been there, how come you are now putting the blame on the doorstep of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and indicated that he went to promise the people that if they vote for him and he wins, he will make sure that there's peace. And that is why there's now the conflict has escalated. I think this is two contradicting statements. And then she also indicated that the IGP went there and was begging, and that is a sign of weakness. It's really an unfortunate statement to indicate that if there's confusion and I come to dialogue with you, because I have come to dialogue, it means I'm weak. I mean, that is just an unfortunate statement. When you do the same thing the same way and you expect a different result, it will never happen. These two tribes have been at each other for years, as she indicated, that over 100 years. And today, how can Muhammad 2024 be the cause of it? So, I mean, these are two contradictory, as I say, statements. If two tribes are at loggerhead with each other, they have used the guns, the military has gone there, the police have gone there, it's not working. What do? We dialogue. And Asantehene is doing exactly that. And so if today you are saying that IGP going to tell the people that, look, put down your weapons, let's rather use or invest our time in more productive activity. And so if it's the issue of the fact that there are a lot of people who are not engaged, and because they are not engaged, these things come up, we will find a way of employing the youth. That means that he's weak. Then that's Otumfuo has no business going to dialogue, because he's also dialoguing. And does it mean that because he's going to dialogue, it means he's weak? It is unfortunate. If there is a conflict, one of the best ways is to bring both parties to the mediation table and to dialogue. I remember during the Afghanistan war, Kofi Annan was called into dialogue to try to resolve peace. Does it mean that UN was weak by leading that dialogue? So I think that was an unfortunate statement. At this time, we should all think about the fact that this conflict is not only affecting the indigenous, but it's affecting everybody, including innocent people. It could be me caught up. It could be you caught up in the war. And so everybody should come on board. Let's all encourage the leaders that are trying to find solutions instead of trying to, blame each other that it's being politicized. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has gone there and is promising people, and that is why the war has escalated. Meanwhile, you yourself said that the war has been there for over 100 years. When you were in power, this war has been, ongoing, and we saw a lot of killing even at that time, and that was why people believe that, it's like the NPP was supporting one side to kill the other. And so, if today you want to blame John Mahama for it, I think it's just the usual propaganda of NPP that would always want to put blame on the doorstep of another. As I said,
is it just propaganda, or it is the situation on the ground? Because there are videos to that effect. On Monday, I played those videos. I don't know if my director...
That John Mahama is saying that when I come, I would try to make sure that there is peace in Bawku. And
but he says so... Anytime the NDC is in power, there's no conflict in Bawku.
You see... You should not let it look. You should not let it look like if we say that if I come, I'll make sure that there is peace. There is peace doesn't mean that I will support one side or one tribe to suppress the other to let peace prevail. This is. If there is peace, the peace is not to the benefit of the Kusasis. If we want to talk about it, if John Mahama or His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is saying that, vote for me and I will make sure that there is peace, that does not mean that if there is peace, it's to the benefit of the Kusasi. He did not say that, vote for me and I will make sure that we will silence the Mampusis. He didn't say that. So, I don't know what kind of argument is Amma saying that because he said, vote for me and I'll make sure that there is peace, and that is a political statement. I don't think it is a political statement. He is just telling the people that I have the strong will and I think that I will do everything within my power to make sure that we bring a lasting solution to this conflict. And he is doing that. And so we should rather encourage him. We should all, come on board to make sure that we find a lasting peace in that enclave, because we are all affected one way or the other. As I said, the taxpayers' money is being used as peacekeeping mission there, and it is to the disadvantage of every citizen who pays tax in this country. And so we should not rather try to blame. You can't even blame His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, because you have said over 100 years, and when you were in power, there was conflict in Bawku, and so it is neither here nor there. And I want to also debunk the statement that dialogue means weakness. Sometimes when you say things like this, it's rather creates more problem than finding solution, because when individuals are looking for peace and they are using dialogue, people see them as being weak. But I don't think it is so. It is more of somebody who is strong, somebody who has the courage to make sure that we cannot do the same thing. We cannot do something the same way and expect different results. We have to change our strategy, and so dialogue, I think, is the best. And I would applaud the IGP for not going there and try to raise ego and say that I have the power, I am the IGP and I will make sure that you will stop the war, if not we come after you. No, he didn't do that. He tried to dialogue, and I think that at this point we all need to use dialogue.
Okay, so I found the video. If we can quickly play that video.
Conflict in Bawku. There cannot be two kings in one kingdom. Every government recognizes that the overlord of Bawku is Naba Abugago Asigre II. And that's why I say there's no conflict, no chieftaincy conflict. And so peace in Bawku is going to be my priority when I become president. Anytime NDC is in government, Bawku is at peace. Unfortunately, as soon as NDC leaves government, the Bawku crisis flares up again.
Okay, Prof. So there you have
it means because he said when NDC is in government, there is peace. So it means that he is the one creating the war. Is that what we are saying?
No, I mean you are saying that that could not be the case. So I just wanted to.
No, what I'm just saying is that he is talking about the fact that he is willing and he wants to. You know, before the elections. I mean, we are all in this country. There was so much accusation of the interior minister and that he seems to have a hand in supporting one. You see, when there is conflict, you do not solve the problem by pouring more fire into the situation. And so I wouldn't want us to go into blaming people because, as I indicated, just before the election, there were accusations that the interior minister seems to be supporting one end and sending, the security personnel to kill one faction. I remember there was a press conference even of one faction accusing the interior minister. So I wouldn't want us to, go into that. And people mentioning His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bamia's name as also supporting one. We cannot solve problem by pointing hand and mentioning names. And that is what I would want us to avoid. And I'm saying that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama made that statement because he is willing and he wants to make sure that when he comes to power, he was going to do everything possible to make sure that there is peace. The Bawku war has been there, but for some reason, it's like it goes on and off. And he was saying that we were seeing what we're seeing because some individuals seem to have an interest in one side because of course, accusation. The accusation wasn't coming from NDC. It was coming from the members, the indigents there. And so his statement, he did not make the statement out of nothing. There was some accusation. And so I would say that we should not go into mentioning names and try to pour petrol into the fire, but we should try to support the initiative that His Majesty Otumfuo has started and is continuing to find a lasting solution to this. His statement cannot be the reason for the escalation that we are seeing today as is being purported.
Okay. So let's move on to our next topic.
No,
Ellen,
we are not moving on. Hey, I have stuff to say.
But you are quiet. That's why I wanted to.
I was quiet because she was speaking.
Okay.
When I stated I brought this thing up, I did not say that let me even start from this. It's barely 4 months since we've changed government. This Bawku incident has been going on for years. And in my statement, I did say that President Mahama has been president before. And so in his time, talking about John Mahama 1, these issues were there. Now, with that benefit of experience, how do you go and say this in 2024 election? That anytime the NDC is in power, there's peace at Bawku, which is not true. When Honorable Mark Woyongo was the defense minister, did he not go to Bawku and they shot at him and he went to hide under his car? Do you want us to bring out all those videos? This was within your time as the NDC. If we're going to give the issues that happened under the NDC in Bawku and the issues that happened under the NPP in Bawku, you realize that war is war. It doesn't matter who is in power. And that is why I was saying what he said was absolutely wrong and he was politicizing the whole matter. So what do you mean? That anytime the NDC leaves, Bawku's matter escalates. When the NDC leaves, it's the NPP that comes into power. So it means that when we come into power, we come and escalate it. Is he not the first president or former president to have said this? Have you heard that from any other president? That's how the first politicization that I was talking about. The second one, you go there and then you go and say there's a chieftaincy dispute. But you go and declare for one person. What do you think the other people will do? The other side will do.
Don't you think his statement was owing to the fact that the law has determined it already?
Whether the law has determined that the other people are also they are challenging what the law has determined, and it's still in court. So if you go and you declare, everybody knows that SMSC is the overlord of Bawku. When the other people are challenging it, how do you expect the other people to feel towards you? So as a politician, you stay clear of this matter, because the chieftaincy matter is not your matter. You are not the one to determine it. So when I say that he politicizes, these are the two things. He even said this publicly. While he was saying this publicly, his pieces were going underground, saying all manner of things. Because Dr. Bawumia and Mampusi was on the ticket of the NPP. And that is the politicization I'm talking about. And it showed in the results. Look at the election results that came from both the Kusasi area and the Mampusi area. It's never happened before that we've had an election, and in the Kusasi area, NPP gets 0. And we've had an election, and in the Mampusi area, NDC gets 0. So the election results itself tells us that definitely there were politics. And I've said I haven't taken the MPP out of it, because during our primaries too, there were a few incidences. But he led it, brought it out in the open, and now he's seen the consequences of it. And since he went there to promise them and told them that when his party is in power, there's always peace, and that it is us, by inference, it is the MPP who creates problem. Now the MPP is sitting at home, we are in opposition, you are in power. Solve it. And the people are angry with you because the promises you made to them to help them fight the other people, you simply cannot support them to fight the other people. Why? Are they all not Ghanaians? So as a head of the institution Ghana, as the head of the corporate entity Ghana, you would have to make sure that your two people or the two groups are at peace. And that is where we are. Now to the IGP. You go there to enforce peace. You go there in your full regalia, protected. The people are in the heat of a fight. They do not respect anybody. Even you, they don't respect you. They have shot at you, the chief enforcer. And you go and tell them, please stop. When you stop, I'll give you a job. Isn't that a sign of weakness? In my estimation, this is not the time you are promising the people jobs. The people have, their minds are red. They are agitated. Their adrenaline levels are here. They are not interested in jobs. They want their situation to be sorted, whatever fight it is that they are fighting. They want, and they are targeting your men. You do not go there and go and try and talk to them. You protect your people. You let 3 of your people were killed.
So what do you do?
Now all your people are running away.
You should.
You yourself are pulling them out. So for me, and I said for me, I haven't said that is the thing. I said for me, the IGP showed weakness by instead of, attending to the immediate fire that was there, he was promising them jobs.
So what then was he supposed to do?
He was supposed to go check on his people, move them out. If I were him, I would not have even met the youth for anything. These are youth that are agitated. The guys came to you carrying sticks. Or you didn't see the videos. Your car moved, and your luck was that your car is armored. Otherwise, the IGP would have been shot. You were shot at. These are people who don't care who you are. And those people, you don't go and negotiate with them. In my laywoman's view, you don't go negotiating with such people. You make sure that your people that you have sent there are protected. Now your people are now being hunted. What was the benefit of going there to go and negotiate? Nothing. And it is only in your state to negotiate. That is Asante job. Yours is to protect property and the peace and your own men. And for me, I think the IGP didn't do his work well. Honestly, for me. I think the posture he sent there just showed weakness, and it opened his people up for more attacks.
Prof, you have a rebuttal, then we can...
I really don't know what Amma is saying, so you should go and attack the people. Is that what you are talking about?
Who should go and attack which people?
I mean, the IGP should go.
I didn't say the IGP should go and attack people. I said the IGP should have gone and make sure his people were safe. The policemen, and pull them out. Not to go and talk to the youth.
I really don't know. Well, maybe just for propaganda as usual. IGP goes to an enclave that there is war. People are agitated. What do? You don't just go and move your men out. He has a responsibility as the IGP to make sure that there is peace and tranquility in the country. So you cannot just go and say, well, my people, I've come to check on you. Are you hurt? Move out. I think that would be more irresponsible of a leader to do. And as I said, what he did is what is expected. that people are agitated, you listen to them, what are their concerns, and try to provide solution to it. And that is what he did. And we applaud him for that. If you today is saying that negotiation means weakness, then it's up to you. Because it's the same MPP who once upon a time said review means what? Cancellation. Today, free SHS is better. And the students themselves are saying that they're having better meal today because NDC is in power. So it's the usual propaganda. Review means cancellation. The same way dialogue means what? Weakness. And so it's up to them. And I know Ghanaians are able to, distinguish good from bad, and they are watching us, and they can read in between the line that when two people are fighting, you don't go and side with one, or you don't go and add to the fight, but you try to dialogue, you try to bring both parties together. And that's what IGP did, and we applaud him for it.
And the Police Service Act, which set up the police service, which established the Police Service Act 350, mandates the police to protect life and property, maintain public order. Don't you think that is what the IGP went there to do?
What he did he maintain public order?
I didn't, obviously.
So what was in my issue is that it was not his job to go and negotiate. It was his job to protect peace, maintain order, and protect his own men. So that meeting that he had with those youth, and it was recorded where the youth were holding sticks and cutlasses in front of him, the IGP, and they even had the temerity and the nerve to shoot at him. What was the purpose? For me, it rather showed his weakened side and made his people targets. And now his people are now being hunted. The negotiation has been given to the Asantehene to do. The last time I checked, the IGP was not the Asantehene.
Okay, let's move on to our next topic. Let's talk about witch camps. I mean, this is a subject that we've talked about for ages. Amnesty International is saying that, listen, immediately disband witch camps, because the purpose for which they were set up, it has never lived up to its purpose. And these women are only facing abuse. Prof.
Honestly, no Ghanaian should live as a prisoner of superstition. I mean, when you look at the issue of witch camp, it's just a violation of human rights with the excuse of culture and superstition. And I think what the NGO is calling for is in the right direction, that we cannot abuse human rights by putting these individuals, the poor, especially women, into prison in their own country as a result of superstition. And that is why Sasu was leading a bill to criminalize accusation of witchcraft and to also protect the vulnerable and the poor by making sure that they disband or they stop or collapse these camps in the country, because it's a shame to us as a country that a portion of our society is disbanded, or a portion of our society is cut off from the rest of the society because an individual have accused them of witchcraft, something that they do not have tangible proof of they being the cause of somebody's illness, being the cause of somebody's death, because an old lady have lived by the grace of God above a certain age that we are all expecting, and so these individuals are accused of witchcraft. I think it's the humanizing. I mean, it's the humanizing, and we should all condemn that act. And so the call to make sure that these camps are collapsed is in the right direction. And I am so surprised that His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo refused to assent to the bill when it was sent to him, because the bill had been passed in Parliament and he refused to assent to it because he said there were some constitutional challenges with the bill. Well, the bill has been sent back, and I am sure that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will assent to it because the act is barbaric. We've seen over the years how individuals have been attacked and accused of witchcraft. I mean, there are a number of examples that we can cite. A number of women brought out, accused, beaten. There was one who, the woman was even killed, and these individuals were being chased after. I think as a country, it's a shameful act to us as a country, and these camps need to be collapsed. These camps are not refugee camps that individuals are going to seek refuge. They are part of us. They cannot be accused without tangible evidence. And so we support the call that the camp should be collapsed. Well, we need to take off this camp. We need to reintegrate these individuals into our society and support them with every support that is needed, the psychological support. Because you can imagine if a poor woman is sent there, the trauma that the person goes through, the person is stigmatized, because anybody that sees you in a society, and even the children, the family, is seen as, members of a woman who is accused of. The sad thing is that men are not accused of witchcraft. Most of it's always women. Men are not seen as wizards, but it's always women. And it's so because I feel that because these individuals are helpless, the poor, as we always know, are not able to defend themselves. They are people who are voiceless. And so as a society, we should stand in the gap for these individuals instead of, taking them through this trauma, instead of accusing them of this act, to the extent that individuals inflict pains or people inflict pains on this individual. It is unacceptable, and it's a shame to us as Ghanaians to have this camp, and put people there as prisoners because there are some witch doctors who are accusing these individuals as witches without really a concrete evidence or whatever they are being accused of. And so I support the call, and I know that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is a man who believes in human dignity. He's a man who believes in the rule of law. He's a man who believes that every Ghanaian is equal before the law. Every Ghanaian should be given the right or the opportunity that we are all entitled to. And he will assent to the bill when the opportunity comes. So we are all looking up to that opportunity that the bill will be assent to. And people who accuse individuals of witchcraft, people who abuse individuals, especially women or children, will be punished because it will be seen as crime against humanity.
Right. So we have so many laws and bills in this country that we cannot implement because there are a few issues with it. So when President Akufo-Addo decided not to assent to it because he said there were some human rights issues that he wanted sorted out so that the bill can be effective, there's nothing wrong with it. And that's why they took it back, went to work on it, and now it's back again. It's a continuous process. Whoever is president, I don't think will say that he will not assent to this particular bill, because how we treat these women is terrible. And I'll pick up from where Doc left. Do we have wizard camps? No. We don't have wizard camps. So the men, the old men, they can't be, they shouldn't be camped. And when you read the Bible, read other religious books, it tells you that a man who is a wizard is more deadly than a woman who is a witch. But we have a society where the wizards, we leave them. And then we go chasing the people that we think are witches. And it is always a poor old woman. I've never seen a rich old woman who has been called a witch before. So it is the woman that is vulnerable, the woman that is poor, the woman that has no one to speak for her, the woman who is advanced in age, who is called a witch. And you know the sad thing? Some of these women are accused by their own family members.
Yeah.
Their own children. These are the ones that are in the camps and are being treated badly. What about those of us who go to churches and the pastors, those so-called pastors, tell us that our mothers are witches, and we come home, we come and beat them, we abuse them, we mistreat them. So if your mother is a witch, she didn't kill you when she gave birth to you. She allowed you to grow up.
And she now wants to destroy you.
And it's the thing with our society. It is always the women.
No, there is.
I've never heard anybody say that his father is a wizard.
No.
And you know why? Because most of the women are poor. Economics. It all boils down to the money, to the economics. Look at those who call their mother-in-laws witches. Have you seen a rich mother-in-law being called a witch before?
Never.
The women who call their mother-in-laws, and it is always, and that thing too, it is always the boy's mother or the man's mother who is a witch. The woman's mother is never a witch. I am very passionate about this because I have
sons
too. And I can imagine myself in the next 30, 40 years that my son's wife will come and call me a witch. Because many are doing. So when I grow old, and you're doing baby, it is still there. So they'll come and meet me and they'll call me a witch. And that's what we are doing to our mothers. That's what we are doing to these women in these camps. It is barbaric. It is terrible. We are in 2025, and I don't see why those camps should exist. Who should be? I think the DOFSU, Ministry of Gender, in collaboration with DOFSU, should move in, and maybe they can add the military to it when asked for help. And let's move these women out. If they're still, a time ago, I think 10 years, 15 years ago, I remember all these camps were raided and the women were taken out. So it means after that was done, people have still gone back again. What kind of human beings are we? With this one, we would attribute it to those who do the native worship. But those of us who are Christians are also calling our mothers witches. We get pastors who influence you to think that your mother is a witch. And as I said, it's always the woman. Sometimes we make it sad being a woman in this country. So it means that at every point in time you can be accused of anything. When you're growing up, wahala. As a baby, a girl child, there's a problem. If it is not what do you call it? Female genital mutilation. If you are lucky and you go through it, you get into your teen years. That's why we have the Ghana AIDS Commission telling us that we have older men who are sleeping with small girls, 14 to 16, giving them HIV and giving them pregnancy. If you manage to scale that one too, you get into the university, you'll be killed by your boyfriend or you'll be gang raped. That is another wahala we are dealing with. If you manage that and you become old too, we cannot have peace in our old age too. We are called witches. What kind of a society are we building? It's sad, and I think the action should be taken on this, and we should close it down. And I hope President Mohammed, as soon as possible, signs that act.
Okay, ladies. Thank you very much. You have any rebuttal? Obviously not.
Oh, not really, but I think we should do it with some agency, because, as we indicated, we cannot continue to embarrass ourselves with these. Isolating poor women in the name of superstition, something we cannot prove. As you said, these are people who have been blessed to live for so long, and so isolating them all over as a people.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there anything you want to add, Ellen?
No, I mean, this thing, anything that's got to do with women, I think we should add agency to it. This particular issue, we shouldn't just talk about it today. And I bet you the next time we talk about this, they've killed some woman somewhere, and we are talking about it again. So we talk about it and we leave it. So I really hope the Ministry of Gender will pick up on this.
Okay, thank you very much, ladies. Prof, thank you. Professor Benedict Yaria Fosumensa is a member of the NDC Communications team, and Ellen Amadeko is a member of the NPP Communications team. This has been the Breakfast Review. I take a break here. When I return, I have some goodies for you. Easter is coming up. Stay tuned in.
GH1 OB van has been one of the best vans I've used personally in this country. It runs a system where we're able to run on Dante to be able to do our broadcast mixed well also from this van.
I've used this OB van for quite a number of big productions, i.e. 3 music awards, the late President Rollis' state funeral, Emmys Africa Awards, and a number of them.
My experience with the GH1 van has been the state of the art equipment they have. Personal experience is you can use it for both indoor and outdoor, all events, conferencing, like anything you need a van to work for you, GH1 provides it.
My experience with the van has been very good. Why? Because it has a number of facilities that I may not get in other vans. You know, the van has a very wide bench that can accommodate all my technical crew. ICCU, switcher, graphics, CG, and all of that. And then it also has a studio, a green room studio that comes with TriCaster. So if you want somebody to do commentary on a live event, you can put that presenter who's in that studio as well and get that running.
To give an experience to our audience, we're also watching on TVs and online. Work with an Exo technology system, which makes your video mixing with Panasonic cameras, like a lot of other stuff in terms of content you need to get also for your live broadcasts.
I prefer the GH1 van to a lot of other vans I've used, or even doing my own setup on a tabletop setup. Because on a production you see a number of people in the van. And so if you have a very small van, it means that it's going to be choked, and that will affect the creativity as well. The price has been discounted as well to accommodate varied budgets. And so no matter the budget you have, I understand you can have the track and do business with it.
It looks huge, but very affordable. Cost is really, really affordable. My experience with it, EMI Awards last year, super excellent. Try it, call them, and I'm going to give you the best of price. Really affordable.
today here on GH1 TV. My name is still Lily Mohammed. This Easter, get ready for an electrifying experience. There's the Easter Spectacular right here on GH1 TV with your host, John Jermaine, hopping on Easter Friday, Sunday and Monday at 4:30 p.m. each day. And let's celebrate the power of resurrection with praise, purpose, and moments of inspiration. Let your heart be renewed this Easter with life-giving words from anointed voices of the ministry, delightful conversations with your favorite celebrities, of course, and entertainers, and powerful musical performances to uplift your spirit. So it's the Easter Spectacular on GH1 TV. We're starting from Good Friday, Resurrection Sunday, and Easter Monday at 4:30 p.m. each day. It's a holiday moment you don't want to miss. Still talking about Easter, Marina Moore wants to give you a fun-filled Easter. They want to ensure that you enjoy Easter through and through. And my guest this morning, Ernestine Amashi, Center Manager, and Collins, your Men's Operations Manager. They are both from the Marina Mall to take us through the goodies they have for you. You guys know, right? I love goodies. So, I mean, why not enjoy some goodies from the Marina Mall? But let me start with you, Ernestine. What inspired Marina Mall to come up with this?
Okay, so Easter, as we all know, is a time where we commemorate the death of Christ. And also is a time for family to come together. And every year, we always provide some form of entertainment or activities where the family can come and enjoy time at the Marina Mall. So this year is no different. We have a lot planned. We have a lot stored in store for the shoppers that come. So basically, it's a family time. So that's what we are aiming for to give the experience to our shoppers. Yeah.
Collins, walk us through some of the key highlights. If I am a shopper, I want to come in. If I want to come in with my family, if I want to come in alone, what should I expect?
Okay, so we always want that is the best for our shoppers, customers that comes around. We have list of funds in place that is for them. We have the painting, body painting, and then we have also a fair happening that is at the mall right now. We also have good music, acoustic, that is to release tension, and then the rest. So we're also going to have, that is a game whereby you spin and then win something that is outright. So we also always have
what I like.
We always have something.
That is what I like.
We always have something for that is everyone. So there is no lose. You spin, you get to win. That is something.
Oh, so it doesn't matter whether you spin 360 or you spin 180. You get to win something.
Any, however, that you want. I mean, you get to win something. We always have something that is for our shoppers. Yeah.
Please, let's go to Marina Mall. You know we like freebies, right? Anyway, he mentioned something, body painting, acoustic. Why those elements into this year's Easter?
We always want to create something different experience for any time that we're having an event. So this is something different from what we normally do. The acoustic music where you come and enjoy good food, enjoy the music. We also have a cultural troupe that would also be there. So we don't reserve celebrating Ghana for just Ghana month, but we feel that we have to celebrate Ghana at every opportunity. So we're also having that. We have the fair running. So there's a lot of exciting things to target both the diasporan and then the Ghanaian who is going to be in Accra. I mean, forget Kwewu, sorry, but come to Marina Mall.
I like that.
Come to Marina.
Let's have our own Easter blast.
Easter is at Marina Mall. Yes.
Oh, that will be exciting. Which days? Is it throughout the Easter Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday?
Yes.
It's a long one.
The Friday after church on Friday, come over. Saturday, full day. Sunday after church, come over. Monday, it's back-to-back excitement and fun. So we have all our tenants are ready. They are looking forward to it. So we're expecting everyone to be there. Yeah.
See, people are interested in winning the freebies, right? So let's go back to.
I know, right?
Let's go back to the spending.
That's where the attention is.
Yes, I mean, what form will it take? How will it be like? And me, if I come in, because me, I like freebies. What are the things I stand to win? Are there terms and sometimes they say come and win, but then you go there and the terms and conditions apply.
Okay, so I mean, it's just simple. We don't want to make it so complicated. That is for other shoppers. We don't want other people to be left out. So you just purchase any item that is from Marina Mall at as low as 200 Ghana cedis. You get a chance to actually spin. That is the real. And
200 cedis.
200 Ghana cedis.
And above.
Yes, and above. And above, then you get to spin. That is your will to get.
So it doesn't matter what I purchase, even if it's food. Once it hits the 200 cedi mark and above, I can just spin.
Yes, anything. Food, electronics, groceries from the supermarkets, and then fashion accessories, anything at all.
Okay,
Yes.
so viewers, let's come to an agreement. If we want to buy 1,000 cedis, okay, you go and shop 200 cedis, you go and spin, then come back.
I like the plan. I like the plan.
So at least we get, it's Easter, we get to win a lot of things, right? But how does this feed into your long-term commitment to customer experience?
So the tagline of Marina is the ultimate experience. So we want to, everything is about the family. So we are appealing to everyone to come across. It's not just a place where you can come and shop, but a place where you come and then you'd always want to be there because of what we have to offer. So our long term is to cater for our
America. You never know, they're very close to the airport. Yeah.
Yes.
So everything you are looking for is at Marina Mall.
It's at Marina Mall. Anything that you want. I mean, don't go to Europe, don't go to America or maybe Asia. Everything that is right there at Marina Mall.
Okay.
Anything, as I already mentioned, we have electronics, we have fashion accessories, groceries, beauty accessories as well, makeups, and then yes, those things. So perfumes, I mean everything that you will need that is for yourself, your home, or any occasion. Just come to Marina Mall.
Just walk into Marina Mall and then you're sorted though. It's a long year. Easter is here very soon. We're celebrating Mother's Day. Go and get gifts for your mother. We're celebrating Father's Day. Go and get gifts for your father. Your birthdays. Those of you who are looking for boyfriends and girlfriends too, just walk into Marina Mall. And those of you who are looking for visas, you walk in there, you meet a diplomat there, because a lot of diplomats actually go there. You meet them and then discuss with them that, please, I want to go to America. Or facilitate it. In the spirit of giving, they'll give you that visa you're looking for. And it's your final words. Anything you want to add?
My final words are Marina, like I said, is the ultimate experience. So we are looking forward to everyone coming over. The tenants, like I said, are ready. There are a lot of promotions happening, discounts from up to 50%.
Wow.
I can name the tenants like a lot of them: CompuGhana, Miniso, Harim Istanbul, Technology Araz, Sweet Roses Chinese. Everybody is ready for the Easter celebration, so there's a lot to offer. So come over, let's have fun this Easter, and then we look forward to having you again.
Okay, so that's Ernestina Mwa. She's Center Manager, Marina Mall, and I almost called you NS Collins.
One more thing.
Okay.
That is on the 29th, right?
Yes.
Yes, 29th we'll be showing the
UEFA semi-finals.
Oh,
That's
okay.
live at Marina Mall.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, you can all come
Yeah.
and then
The
enjoy
soccer lovers.
yourself.
Let's go and have a sports chat there. So that's Colin Sialmensa. He's operations manager at the Marina Mall. So you know that your Easter is sorted. Look no further. Just walk into Marina Mall and thank me later. I am back after this breather. Back to the show. This is still GH today here on GH1 TV. There's some breaking news coming in from the Western region. We understand that the Western Regional Youth Wing of the NDC have locked up the Western Regional Office of the National Service Authority over what is alleged to be disapproval of the choice of appointment of director to that particular office. But is that the case? Let's find out more. We are joined on phone by the Western Regional Director of Communications for the NDC, Richard Kekmensa. Thank you very much for joining us, sir. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Lily. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I trust you're doing well too.
We are managing that.
Right. Is it true that some members of your party from your region have locked up the Western Regional Office of the National Service Authority? Has it come to your attention?
Unfortunately, that is the information that we picked. Currently, I'm not in the region, but because of the network that we have, we had the information that some aggrieved youth of the party had locked up the office of the NSS in Western region. And the party leadership of the region have taken notice and have swiftly taken steps to address the issue. So I wouldn't want to go into the matter, but the truth of the matter is that their concerns are very legitimate. I share the same...
What are their concerns, if you don't mind?
It has to do with the appointment of the regional director. A new regional director. And the information that...
Do they have about this particular...
Yes, they want somebody from the region to be appointed. And it's a legitimate call. Every region and its dynamics, every region contributed successfully for the victory of the NDC. So if at the end of the elections and appointments are being made, I think it is right for somebody from Western region to be appointed as the regional director of NSS. That has been the precedence over the years. So I'm told that they appointed somebody from other region who is not even a problem. Allegedly, is somebody who is an opposition member. Allegedly, they claim he's a member of the NPP, a known member of the NPP, and we know the circumstances we find ourselves with the saga, the immediate past saga, the corruption saga with the NSS. We are skeptical if somebody from the NPP who was also working under the leadership of the previous administration being transferred from Upper East to Western region to manage the NSS there is a bit challenging. But in that regard, I will want to use your platform to advise the youth that the leadership of the party have taken notice and doing everything to address this situation amicably. You have to open the offices for usage. We don't have to encourage this kind of attitude. There is a better way of addressing issues with dialogue than this kind of approach. So I've spoken to some of the youth, and I think within the shortest possible time, they will open the offices for the NSS officials to use it. So we will address the issue with dialogue. We also want to meet with the youth. Anything that has to do with appointment, it lies in the bosom of the president that we have elected. And if you don't agree with the appointment of the president, there are better ways to channel your grievances. We cannot encourage this kind of attitude at all. This government is fresh. Ghanaians voted for a new government to reset the country, and we cannot continue doing things that the previous regime did. Ghanaians opted for a better option. That is why they overwhelmingly voted for the NDC. And I will plead with the youth. I know things have not formally settled, but please, let us show some level of trust in leadership in addressing some of these challenges. This kind of approach, violence and locking up offices and all this kind of thing will paint the government black. So I know your network is very big, and I will plead somebody to manage the NSS portfolio in Western Region. Western Region have a lot of youth who are equally qualified, who can manage that particular office.
So you will not accept any other person aside somebody from the Western Region?
The MPP regional secretary is the immediate past regional director of NSS. We have a lot of people, not necessarily the youth. NSS has not been dedicated to the youth front of the party. Any other person from Western Region can be appointed into that portfolio. But the concern of the youth is that there are a lot of qualified people in Western Region who can manage that office. And I share that concern. We have suffered. Really, we have suffered in Western Region to get that success we had in the last election.
Right.
And I believe the president has better plans to give Western Region its fair share of appointment. But certain appointees of the government is also frustrating this good agenda of the president. So I think the National Service Director should also a little bit come down to the level of the people and let us engage and solve these issues so that it doesn't escalate.
Okay.
Because if you are telling the youth that they are not qualified, they are not qualified to manage such portfolios. If you are telling the people of Western Region that we don't have anybody there to manage national service, when the elections come in 2028, which of the youth or which of the party people are you going to call them to go and work? So their concerns, me as a grassroots party member, I share the concerns of the youth, but the approach is what I am against it.
Okay. Okay, is this something you would take up so it is properly addressed? So you find something
yes,
from
why
the
not?
Western
I have
Region
started engaging them on this, and that is why I gave the assurance that the office will be open shortly for official works to commence.
Beyond the office being opened, they are concerned.
When the office is open, we will engage them. We will do amicable dialogue to resolve the issue. The regional minister is concerned, the regional chairman, and I think the party leadership in Accra and Kofi Totemikwachi all will be informed to get into the matter and resolve amicably.
And resolving amicably, does it mean that a new person will be appointed from the Western Region?
It's all part of the discussion. When we judge and we will find the right solutions to this challenging issue.
Okay. Richard, thank you very much for engaging us. That's the Western Regional Communications Officer of the NDC, Richard Kek-Mensah there. So the news is that the NDC Youth Wing in the Western Region locked up the National Service Authority in that region over concerns that the director appointed has allegiance to the NPP, and so they want somebody who has worked tirelessly with them to win the election to be appointed. That's the news there, but Kek-Mensah says this will be resolved amicably. But let's bring you some lifestyle stories. Easter is coming, and I know that there are lots of binge watching that we'll be doing. There are things that I'll be looking forward to. Movies. Let me tell you some of the things you should be looking forward to. This one says, "Devil in Saint Shoes." Hey, I'm wondering which devil is standing in the shoes of a saint. Covenanter. He is the writer and director of this, and he's joining me in the studio. Thank you very much for joining me. Good morning to you. How are you?
I'm great, by God's grace. How about you too?
I'm doing awesome.
Great, great. The saints in the devil's shoes.
The saints in the devil's shoes.
Yeah.
Which saints is standing in the devil's shoes?
There are so many saints in devil's shoes around. Yeah.
What does this play talk about?
So this play is themed on corruption. Yeah, and the unique thing about this play is that it's a one cast play.
Really?
Yeah, so one character on stage for 2 hours. Yeah.
Wow.
yeah. And it's an original musical. So I wrote 11 songs for the play.
11 songs?
Yeah, 11 songs.
To be performed by one person?
Yeah.
For 2 hours?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's not a monologue. So anytime I say it's a one cast play, people think it's just a monologue. Someone's just going to recite their lines and that's it. No, it's a story. It's a full story with but one character. And the story is, it has so much suspense, so much conflict, so much for people to look up to. And this is something no one should miss. This Friday and Saturday at National Theatre. Yeah.
What inspired this? I mean, one cast, 11 songs. What inspired this?
So I do write songs for my plays oftentimes. Yeah, so our previous play was In the Pants of a Woman. And for that I did 16 songs for that. Yeah, and this one, so this is our 10th year of writing and staging plays.
10 years?
Yeah, 10 years. So I felt like on our 10th year we should be able to do something really crazy. And so that is what inspired me to do a one cast original musical, because writing a one cast play is very difficult, as well as like putting it all together. So I thought that was really something I wanted to do to mark our 10th anniversary. Yeah, so that's why I did that for this year. Yeah. Yeah.
Is it anything? Does it have anything to do with Easter? You know, Easter, Christ died.
Well, you know, Easter is about reflection. We need to reflect on the death of Christ and all that. So the Saints the Devil's Shoes is also a reflection for society, because we're all going to sit down and look at how far we've come as a society, the broken systems that we always complain about, and how those systems can be fixed. Because every time we talk about systems being broken, I ask myself, are we ready to fix them? Because anytime we talk about corruption, everyone is pointing at the politician. But what about us? The things that we do...
The politicians come from the society.
Yeah, so it means that if we fix society, the politicians are going to be fixed. So I'm trying to look at this from the perspective of every normal person. The things that we do that are not right, but eventually when we get up there to serve in the corridors of power, we get to amplify them. You know, so for example, driving on the shoulders of the road, jumping the red light, selling vacancy slots to your friends and all that. All of these are corrupt practices, but we are never able to look at them in that light. So immediately we become politicians, we begin to do these things even worse. So yeah, we are trying to reflect on society. So that's the benefit of the Saints in the Devil's Shoes during this Easter season. Yeah,
that's quite interesting. When is it taking place? You said this Friday.
Yeah, this Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
So that's the 18th and 19th. Of
exactly.
April.
Exactly.
Where?
National Theatre. So every day we are going to run 2 shows. So 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. every day. So
one person will stand for 2 hours.
Yeah. For
3 p.m.
Yeah, 7 p.m. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's something that no one should miss. Yeah. So 3 p.m. first show, 7 p.m. second show. The next day, 3 p.m. first show, 7 p.m. second show. You see, one thing that we do for all our plays that is also very unique is that we bring students from Ekropon School of the Blind and Mampon School of the Deaf, and we bring in a deaf interpreter. And then as the play is happening, the deaf interpreter is also interpreting the play to these students. And the challenges we face. In 2022, we're having a play at National Theatre, and then there was light out in the middle of the play for 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, and those are just one of the challenges that we face. Over this 10-year period, it's been very, very tough. But as long as we know what we want to do, we just keep bouncing back, no matter the hurdles we face. Yeah.
How much viewers are going to pay for this play?
So 150 cedis. Yeah, per person. And we wish we could have gone lesser than that, but putting together a production is very expensive. Very, very expensive. And we are praying that families will come and see. And let me add that it is very, very child friendly.
Okay.
So families can come. You can come with your children. You can come with everyone in the family to come and see this. Yeah, as a way of causing a social change So our society becomes what we want to see it to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So this Friday and Saturday, we are going to the National Theatre. It's a cool 150 cities. Come with your family, come with your loved ones, come with your children. Let them have experience of stage plays, right? And this is something different from what we usually see. One man on stage for 2 hours, 11 songs being played. I am wondering the things you be saying for 2 hours. I am wondering. My mind is wondering about. I mean, it's something that I think everybody should look up to. Look up to. Yes. It's the saint in the
devil's shoes. Yeah, and it has so many symbolisms in there. Anyone who comes to see it, there are so many clues, so many things hidden on stage that people will need to figure out.
Really?
Yeah.
That will be intriguing.
Yeah.
Okay, Kobudansa is the writer-director of The Saints in the Devil's Shoes.
Yeah.
Please come and watch it. It's Friday, Saturday. It's Easter. So what better way to celebrate Easter than with your friends, your loved ones, your families at the National Theatre. 150 CDs, 2 plays, 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. Let's do some celebrations now. Celebrating your birthday today, we say happy birthday to you. If you're marking
of the best vans I've used personally in this country. It runs a system where we are able to run on Dante to be able to do our broadcast mixed well also from this van.
I've used this the late President Rollis' state funeral, Miss Africa Awards, and a number of them.
My experience with the GH1 van has been the state of the art equipment they have. Personal experience is you can use it for both indoor and outdoor, all events, conferencing, like anything you need a van to work for you, GH1 provides it.
My experience with the van has been very good. Why? Because it has a number of facilities that I may not get in other vans. You know, the van has a very wide bench that can accommodate all my technical crew. ICC, switcher, graphics, CG, and all of that. And then it also has a studio, a green room studio that comes with TriCaster. So if you want somebody to do commentary on a live event, you can put that presenter who's in that studio as well and get that running.
To give an experience to our audience, we're also watching on TVs and online. Work with an Exo technology system, which makes your video mixing with Panasonic cameras, like a lot of other stuff in terms of content you need to get also for your live broadcasts.
I prefer the GH1 van to a lot of other vans I've used, or even doing my own setup on a tabletop setup. Because on a production you see a number of people in the van. And so if you have a very small van, it means that it's going to be choked. and that will affect the creativity as well. The price has been discounted as well to accommodate varied budgets, and so no matter the budget you have, I understand you can have the track and do business with it.
It looks huge, but very affordable. Cost is really, really affordable. My experience with this EMI awards last year, super excellent. Try it, call them, and I'm going to give you the best of price. Really affordable.